Welcome to another episode of Hard Factor. It's Thursday, March 4th. Episode number 637 or 8. I don't know. I lose track at this point. It's a lot of episodes. 7.
It's 3421, so it's got all the first four numbers in it. March 4th, 21.
Nice. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's what's that? It's like race car when you spell it backwards.
Palindrome.
It's like how Pat counts to 4.
It's not a
3, 4, 2, 1.
Is that how?
Because he's dyslexic.
Not with numbers, man. That'd be fucked up.
Just a little able joke.
A little, yeah. Differently abled people.
Just a little ability shaming is all. All right. Happy Thursday, everybody. We've got two main.
I thought you said to be here at 6:51.
You're a little early, pal.
We got 2 main stories and 4 in the back end. Wes, get us going.
All right, boys. I got what I'm going to call the Capitol with an oh my God update. First up, some very shady uncoverings happened in the Capitol riots hearings. Glaringly is the fact that the commanding general of the D.C. National Guard said that not until a memo on January 5th, just one day before the very well-organized insurrection, was he required to seek Pentagon approval to deploy troops in the case of a civil disturbance. So up until January 5th, in the protests that happened in the summertime, he was allowed to deploy them under his own authority, but something changed just before the actual January 6th
really? So
insurrection.
There was a direction from the top.
Yes. Yep.
Of where? Where would that have come from?
Yeah. Do we get any more information, or is it just that?
Yeah. No. After that. So that
dubious?
after that, he was required to seek approval from the Secretary of the Army and Defense before sending in the troops. This is General William Walker. Bubba's got a picture of him. He called the memo unusual.
Yeah, we all know what unusual means in a hearing.
Yeah. Also, when asked about the Army's response to the call for help from the U.S. Capitol Police Chief Stephen Son, or former Capitol Police Chief Stephen Son, he said that he was stunned and frustrated, just like everyone who actually gave a shit about what was happening. He said it took the Army 3 hours to authorize him to mobilize, nowhere near the sprint speed as it was described by Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Mark Milley. So it's a big he said, she said hearing.
Is Stevenson
a lot of pointing of fingers?
Is Stevenson hyphenated? Because you keep saying Stevenson. You're like Stevenson. I'm
no,
confused.
Son. Steven Sund.
Steven Sund. Okay.
Oh, with a D.
Right.
Yeah,
the
Son.
D, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
wow.
wasn't-
That's got to be painful for him. He's got to explain that every time.
Well,
Was it even Sund?
it doesn't sound very. It doesn't roll as Wes says.
Doesn't
Steven
roll.
Sund.
Doesn't roll. Chief Sund. So he said it took the Army 3 hours to authorize, and he said he could have easily gotten 155 guardsmen sent to the Capitol shortly after 2 p.m., as they already had their beating sticks and gear necessary to combat a bunch of unorganized loons who still think Trump will be president tomorrow.
They had just been smashing Antifa members for the last 5 months.
Yeah,
Pretty sure they were ready to go.
They had their shields and their batons. So the call that he describes as frantic and voice cracking with emotion from Capitol Police Chief Son came in at 1:49. So pretty fast response time could have been had if it were not for that strange memo that came in just before the insurrection. Instead, the go-ahead to mobilize the troops, already loaded on the buses, by the way, came at 5:08, and they were at the Capitol by 5:20. And that's Sandra Bullock time.
Speed.
Yes, speed reference. I forced it in there.
The bus can't go below 50.
I knew it was speed, but yeah.
What do you do? Shoot him in the leg.
Yeah. So nobody's agreeing on when the actual authorization came. Acting Assistant Secretary of Defense for Homeland Security, Robert Salesis, whatever, says they were mobilized within an hour, and former Army Secretary Ryan McCarthy directed the D.C. National Guard to begin full mobilization, approved from the Acting Secretary of Defense, Christopher Miller, came at 4:32. So there's a bunch of different high-up guys in the Pentagon, the Homeland Security, the General of the Guardsmen, saying that these the authorization came at different times, and it's just like it sounded like a bunch of red tape, but also that no one really knew how to get the people there.
Wes, why don't you just call it like it fucking is? They said it at the top, straight up at the top. They were like, we had the ability to call in National Guard like that, and then something was different about this Trump rally. It was peculiar. Well, pretty much they got told, sorry, man, we're not fucking with our base. That's what they got told.
Well, it was like the reports of the day which were that Trump was. So there was these unsubstantiated reports, right? That Mike Pence was like really leading everybody in the Capitol, and that Trump was refusing to allow the Guard to help them, and everything was like, oh, this is unsubstantiated. And now they're going through and investigating it, and it's like, well, it's a little substantiated.
Right. It was
The
called.
Guard,
It was
it's
called,
at least a little substantiated.
It was called unusual, Pat, not peculiar.
Right. Well, look, they should have been there outside of the fucking gates before the crowd got there. That's what would have actually prevented
protests in the summer, like we were just talking about,
when they had the ability.
Are we ever going to know, like, outside of trumping, like, don't bring in the Guard, like exactly like who knew and didn't do it? Like, we're never going to really know.
No, they're all like they're all pointing the fingers to make it
we're never gonna know.
Like Wes is saying.
Exactly. We're never going to know.
Bottom line is the first call for help came at 1:49. They didn't get there to 5:20. That's enough time to smoke 6 cigars while in Pelosi's chair and jerk off on it 4 or 5 times door closed with all the commotion, probably maybe twice. Too much time. They also so the
Which
Pentagon
is funny because then when all the nonsense started with the riot, all those people end up getting like federal fucking charges for it. So it's like really they're hurt the most. The people in the end.
Yeah, they could have been
absolutely they're hurt the most. They're getting years. Yeah,
people might not have died. Yeah,
those shithead grandfathers are the real victims here.
Well, no, I'm saying their lives are destroyed because of the crime.
Because they're fucking idiots. That's why their lives are destroyed. Because they're fucking dumbass idiots.
Had the National Guard been there, are you telling me that somebody from like a different type of protester wouldn't want to go in?
They would have just been conflicted idiots. Will
no, I'm just saying that if the Guard were there, none of them would have gotten inside. They wouldn't have gotten the federal charge.
Probably not.
Pat, sometimes people, when they're down on their luck or in a bad state of life, need guidance, not guidance to go storm the Capitol. Like, what if someone said play 3 more games of liquor pong when I was in college? I probably wouldn't. You gotta have some people. You gotta have some people to say you should stop playing so much liquor pong. You don't need to play any more liquor pong.
That's right.
That's all we're saying. These people were susceptible.
Yep. And the Pentagon is saying, hey, we offered to give you guys some more guardsmen, so it's on you.
Bubba gets it.
Yeah. A lot of finger pointing is what's going on in these hearings, and this could happen.
Play so much liquor pong.
Yeah. It's one more game.
And this could happen again today, guys. The Capitol Police said they received some intelligence showing an unidentified militia is planning to breach the Capitol today because, according to QAnon, Trump will retake the presidency. Imagine, like, genuinely asking someone, has it happened yet? Is he there? Is he in yet? Apparently, up until 1937, March 4th was the Inauguration Day. It just has to be more than that, but we'll see.
They say that, like, Biden's going to hand over the presidency, too. Isn't that, like, part of the Q's conspiracy?
Who the fuck?
It is, man.
It's going to be like a ceremony where Biden like hands Trump the key to the office or something.
Meanwhile, the Republican Party is still calling out shady elections. Mike Pence, the guy that they wanted to hang, wrote an op-ed yesterday about how election integrity, man, we really got people. Pence for real think Trump is the rightful president.
No, Pence is going after the Voting Rights Act. I think is what that is. They're trying to start that battle because I think that's what's coming down the pipe.
Yeah. We do need an overhaul with how our elections are done.
Do we?
And what's that?
Do we?
I think both sides are arguing for an overhaul in different ways.
Yeah, absolutely.
Were you just blowing smoke when we were talking cunt pack all those days?
Yeah,
Pat?
cunt pack for real.
I mean, the counting is terrible.
No, it was horrible. Horrible.
It could get a lot better. We can help out.
Yeah.
I just realized that in Europe it's 4, 3, 2, 1. Right? They do the date, then the month, then the year. So that is actually counting down. Okay.
Right.
And finally, an anonymous staff sergeant with the Michigan National Guard who is deployed at the Capitol right now is whistleblowing the fuck out of the horrible food that National Guardsmen and women are being served. Here are some pics. Saying that soldiers are getting sick from being fed raw meat and metal shavings are regularly found in their food. He also said they're being underfed, saying, quote, a typical breakfast was, quote, maybe a Danish and some sort of juice, while at times it was clearly a dinner roll and Sunny D.
There's worms in their food, right? Too?
Oh, what the fuck?
There's
Why
metal
are they being fed
shavings.
this shit?
There's it's like prison food. It's like Shawshank prison food.
It's hard to get fresh food out to the front.
What, in Washington D.C. at the
No,
Capitol? What the fuck is going on with that? That's insane.
It's a contractor problem. They've got this shitty, the worst contractor who's doing their food of all time.
Well, why can't you end the fucking contract?
Well,
it's like ERCOT, right? Like with the power grid, they're just cheaping out.
Yeah. He said, quote, morale is very bad. Many have served overseas and cannot believe the quality of food they are being fed here. Soldiers are vomiting. They're getting sick. And all 14 members of the Michigan House delegation signed a letter asking that the National Guard to void the food service contract and find another vendor. 1,000 members of the National Guard still there. And I don't think they're leaving until, sometime this month.
Until it happens.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Till
Do they
at least-
really need like this? It's overkill both directions, isn't it now?
Yeah, I mean,
it's
they
like
feel betrayed.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
people need to stop being so fucking dramatic and let these guys eat a fucking meal,
Right.
Or guys and gals.
And if you're listening in DC, you own a restaurant or a fucking McDonald's, send them some cheeseburgers or something. But hey, guys, you know what kind of meat is good enough to eat? Your meat, combined with Blue Chew. And this episode is sponsored by Blue Chew. Say it with us. Blue Chew. Thank you. Blue Chew is making waves and bringing more confidence to the bedroom by offering chewable tablets that can help men get stronger and longer-lasting erections. Blue Chew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but in chewable form and at a fraction of the cost. Blue Chew's tablets help men achieve harder, stronger erections to combat all forms of ED, erectile dysfunction. Blue Chew is an online prescription.
Ed for short.
Goddamn Ed.
All forms of ED.
Fucking Ed.
Blue Chew is an online prescription service, so no visits to the doctor's office, no awkward conversations, and no waiting in the line at the pharmacy, and it ships right to your door. The process is simple. Sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive a free prescription within days. The best part, it's all done online. Blue Chew's licensed medical providers work with you to find the right ingredient and strength for your prescription, and you don't have to swallow the pills. They're chewable, no problem. Blue Chew's tablets are made in the USA, and they prepare and ship direct, so it's cheaper than a pharmacy. So if you could benefit from the extra confidence when it's time to perform, visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew free when you use our promo code HARDFACTOR at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping. That's BlueChew.com, promo code HARDFACTOR to receive your first month free. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the podcast.
Yeah,
There you go.
badass product.
That could be an alternate tagline for them: is with Blue Chew, your partner will never starve.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bring the meat.
You always got something on deck. All right, let's take it over to the money corner. Okay, fellas,
Nice.
a lot of money news going on since last time we talked a little cash, little cream. Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money, dollar bills, y'all. First up, it looks like the stimmy checks are going to be a little harder to come by than before. The new Senate proposal will completely cut off families who earn more than $160,000 total a year and individuals who earn more than $80,000. So the previous cutoffs were $200,000 per family and $100,000 per individual. Again, if you met that in 2020, as in under those, but not in 2019, which I'm sure is a lot of people, go ahead and file your taxes now so that you can be eligible for the next round of stimmy check.
Yeah, whichever year you did worse, ride with that tax return.
Correct.
That's
Yeah,
how
if it was
it's filed.
actually worse than 19, don't file your 20s.
Correct.
If it was worse than 20, which it is, I'm assuming for the vast majority of
You
people.
can even file an extension to get to October. They're going to get it done before October. So if you had a shitty 2019 but a really good 2020, just file that extension.
Exactly. And they said that this affects a lot of families, so it's quite a reduction. But they're saying that this is going to help Biden get it through the Senate, so that's why the reduction is happening. Next up in the cash corner, Janet Yellen, the first female Treasury Secretary, is fucking up the internet economy in all kinds of ways. Last week, Yellen announced that she's interested in making a digital dollar. Here's her quote. She said, "Too many Americans don't have access to easy payment systems and banking accounts, and I think this is something that a digital dollar, a central bank digital currency, could help with. It could result in faster, safer, and cheaper payments, which I think are important goals," unquote.
Why would
So-
anyone want to get involved in a government digitized money thing?
That is a good question. Don't watch the movie Zeitgeist if you really want to freak yourself out with this one.
Yeah, Janet, the problem is access to banks. The banks are great. It's just people can't, not enough people have access to them.
Well,
Right,
Pat,
right.
she's saying her former bank, the Fed, she used to be the chair of the Fed, would replace pretty much most banks. Many central banks,
Oh,
including
good.
the U.S. Federal Reserve, which she used to be the chair of before she became the Treasury
And
Secretary.
before that, she was a seagull, it looks like.
Yeah, she has a very birdish look. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, many central banks, lots of countries, including the U.S. Fed, have been conducting research into how digital versions of currency would work, and some are proceeding with tests. Not all, but China is definitely proceeding with the pilot program of the digital yuan. I think is that how you say that. Which must play some part into Yellen's thinking, you'd think, because that's number 2 economy. Now number 1 economy is like, yeah, maybe we're going to do the digital dollar too. So
She then got up and threw up her food in her aide's mouth.
Man, her middle name is Louise. I was really hoping it was like Beatrice or Bernice or something.
Yeah, Yellen. I
Could
mean,
be Janet B. Yellen.
Janet B. Yellen. Her nickname is Squawks.
she's a tough cookie. I mean, she did pretty good as the chair of the Fed. We'll see how she does as Treasury Secretary. These are definitely big moves, big changes. Then this week, what she did this week is the U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen, again, first female, has announced the withdrawal of the U.S. safe harbor proposal, paving the way for new digital taxes on giant multinational internet companies like Google, Amazon, and Facebook. So this was something that was actually supported by the former Treasury Secretary Mnuchin, and she, I think, went through with it. I think maybe this was surprising, but basically it's going to allow for more taxes to be levied on big, giant multinational internet companies.
More than the $0 Amazon pays?
Yeah, probably so.
Okay.
Probably so. And then finally, today is the debut of the Buzz ETF that Dave Portnoy is touting. It's an algorithm-based exchange-traded fund that keeps it just keeps the top 75 hottest talked about stocks on social media at all times. It's a pretty cool idea, but also like just pointing to how everything with money is becoming more and more digital. Like, everything is digital, which is like I was saying, Zeitgeist would freak you out if you watch that and then read all this news. Not great for your brain. Either way, whether I'm buying digitally or manually, I'm buying Caliper CBD packets when it's time to chill out. Okay. If I'm sore or stressed or just unchill for whatever reason, I just reach for one of these 20 milligram CBD powder packets, pour it into any drink at all because it's tasteless, and I drift away to Chillville. It's clinically proven that you absorb 450% more CBD with Caliper CBD powder compared to tinctures. That's 450% improvement is a lot better. I don't know. And the tinctures taste horrible. Caliper CBD, tasteless, tastes delicious, tastes like whatever you put it into. So Caliper CBD comes in affordable 30 and 60 count packs, completely THC free, all the goodness of CBD with no high, all natural, non-GMO ingredients, no fillers, added chemicals, or artificial flavors. Get 20% off your first order when you use promo code FACTOR at trycaliper.com/factor. You can try Caliper CBD risk-free for 30 days. If you don't love it, they'll give you a full refund. Caliper is the best. That's trycaliper.com/factor. Don't forget promo code FACTOR for 20% off your first order.
If you like things that are tasteless, you're going to love this lightning round.
Nice. A lot of tasteless stories
Yeah.
coming up.
I didn't bring much taste or tact to my writing tonight. Pat, you're
good.
going first?
Yeah, I'm going.
It's bad when Mark gives a warning about his tastelessness.
Get ready. Get ready to text me, Mom.
Hang in for the anchor of this one. Because you're not going to mind the taste because it's tasteless. When you guys think about the paintings of Norman Rockwell, words like warmth and Christmas and Americana come to mind. And now also kid toucher.
Oh.
That's right. That's right. The Boy Scouts of America guys will be selling almost 60 paintings from their Norman Rockwell collection to raise money for the settlement fund for all the kids they let get molested over the course of their storied 110 years.
That doesn't make Norman Rockwell a kid toucher.
I didn't say he was a kid toucher, Will, but if you
You
hang
said
on.
you said that his name is now.
You just hang on there, Will.
Okay.
You just hang on. You go on this ride with me.
Okay. I'm here.
I didn't know this. But according to the New York Times, quote, the association between the Boy Scouts of America and Norman Rockwell spanned more than 6 decades, yielding dozens of commissioned coming-of-age portraits that evoked virtue, bravery, and Americana. They left out dead eyes and a century of unchecked rampant pedophilia. But go figure. Yeah, they were homies, Rockwell and the Boy Scouts. The Boy Scouts own, like, I think the largest collection of his stuff. He was a big Boy Scout guy. And guys, as we know, the Scouts filed bankruptcy in Delaware. There was actually this week they finally filed it, and they listed their Rockwell collection, which they hope will bring at least $300 million, which sounds like a lot, but is only part of their settlement fund that will be spread out over more than 82,000 former Boy Scouts. It's a lot of former Boy Scouts.
You think that devalues, like, if you're in the market for a Norman Rockwell painting and they're like, yeah, this one's for sale, but it's gonna go to paying off the Boy Scouts pedophilia? You think
No
that
way.
devalues it a little bit?
Our collectors don't give a shit about that.
Yeah, except for the fact that a capital fund owns Neverland Ranch because no one wants to live there. And I probably pretty much the same with Chris Benoit's house. You don't want this stuff. It's tainted.
Yeah, but
you can get Chris Benoit's house for real cheap.
Also,
Nothing.
yeah, you could get it for cheap, but you just give it enough years. They're just holding on to it till people forget this shit.
Right. But
Like,
true art collectors will always know that's
a Rockwell.
That's a pedophile. That's a
Rich-
pedophile painting.
Well,
What is it?
a rich
No,
pedophile.
it's what they use to pay their victims with.
I imagine rich pedophiles wouldn't mind buying them.
This is
Yo,
another
Rich
exactly.
pedophile is perfect.
This is another one to me that's so funny because it's like the BSA is doing this, yet the Catholic Church has to do nothing. Like, it's so funny, like how
They had
how
a
different-
conference, Will. They
yeah,
had
how
a 2-day
different,
conference.
like different entities
Yeah, they talked
like
about it.
get away with whatever the fuck they want, and then others get fucked into the dirt.
They did
It's-
so
it's-
good at the conference, they shortened it on the fly.
right. Well, I guess so, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
it must be nice when you make the rules.
You're not saying that the Boy Scouts got fucked into Boy Scouts of America got fucked into.
They
The
fucked
Boy
themselves
Scouts-
into the ground.
No,
but-
the Boy Scouts got fucked. Let's not. The Boy Scouts of America, I guess, technically got fucked, but
Well, I'm saying, Pat, why is the Catholic Church allowed to just keep skating by? The Boy Scouts are rightfully disbanded.
Oh,
They're 1,000 times more powerful.
I
right,
agree.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sort of like, it's sort of like when you are a giant, like a political organization and you do something fucked up, and then
The Boy Scouts of America's got Norman Rockwell's. The Vatican's got Michelangelo, or what? Like they got. You know what
Right.
I mean? Come
they
on.
got Michelangelo.
Don't compare the two.
Okay,
Well, guys,
sure. Well, they all fuck kids.
not necessarily Norman Rockwell. We don't know what he did in the bedroom or behind the canvas flaps of his tent. We can't speak to that. But with hindsight,
It's so
being,
different.
well, with hindsight being 2020, guys, I'm pretty sure old Norm is glad that he's dead, because with the new context of some of the titles of the paintings that he made for the Boy Scouts, it's a little awkward. So I'm going to read some of the original titles of the paintings, and then I'm going to add an amendment to the end of the title to update them a little bit for 2021. So, Bubba, if you don't mind. So first up, guys, is a painting that was put out in 1925, and it's titled "A Good Scout Knows How to Keep a Secret." Is the updated version. And then the next one here, guys, is 1946, titled "A Guiding Hand," but just until you get the hang of it, okay? Is the
I don't think you
updated
needed
title.
much. I don't think you needed much for that one.
Yeah, I know. It was the most ripe one. Okay, next up, guys.
Those shorts were short back
They were
then.
very short. One of his most famous works, "The Scoutmaster Always Comes First." And then, Bubba, the next one, this is a 1972 one. It's titled "Can't Wait." Oh, I bet you can't, can you? And then finally, guys, painted in 1948, and this one I put the amendment up front. "Broken Men of Tomorrow." Yeah, that's those are the Rockwell paintings.
Are those the real titles? You made those up? You missed one. The 1956 painting titled "If You Tell Your Parents, I'll Kill Them."
Right. Yes. Scout keeps his secret.
The classic.
Yeah.
You ever want to see your mom again?
Yeah.
That's not.
That's fucked up.
Yeah. And hey, guys, you should tune in to check us out on Stereo. It's a fantastic app. They're one of our partners. We all have profiles on Stereo, and pretty much Stereo is like a live radio show where imagine like 90s radio where there were call-in lines, but your call always gets through. So we do shows on Wednesdays, and we do shows on Fridays. If you stick around to the end of the show, we'll play a little sample of what a stereo show is like. But give us a follow on stereo, Hard Factor Will, Hard Factor Wes, Hard Factor Mark, and Pat Cassidy. And tune in on Friday for the happy hour start. It's around 5 o'clock Eastern-ish, but give us a follow and you'll get a notification.
That's me and you, Pat, this Friday, baby.
Hey,
All right, let's have some fun with COVID, right? It's been a downer for over a year now, and 510,000 people have died in the U.S. and 2.5 million in the world, but the vaccines are here, and I have some funny vaccine news, so let's have a little fun with it. Guess who is eligible to get the vaccine early, a.k.a. now, or in the next few weeks in a bunch of states?
Teachers.
Probably.
People over
Think
55.
Think funnier, probably, maybe.
Fat people.
Lifelong smokers and fatties.
Okay, nice.
What's up?
That's right, guys. Our
I mean,
terrible
that should be like
that's
all
us.
of us.
So that's
all
us.
of us.
That's
yeah.
right, guys. Our terrible life decisions and complete lack there. She's getting the vaccine. Check her
Nice.
out. Our terrible life decisions and complete lack of self-control and self-respect is finally paying off. I can schedule my first dose now in Texas for being a fatty, and you can also do that in New York and a few other states. If your BMI is over 30.0, which if you're under 6 feet tall means basically if you're over 200 pounds, you're good. In New York, again, New Jersey, North Carolina, I think South Carolina, and probably some other states, you can also get the vaccine early if you smoke cigarettes. In North Carolina, they ask you, have you smoked at least 100 cigarettes in your lifetime? That's the question. Yeah.
That's an easy one. That's 5 packs.
Yeah, the answer is this is tobacco country. Come on, man.
Yeah, that's pretty
This
much
week, buddy.
Yeah, exactly. By the way,
5 packs, like puts
your
you
life.
as a smoker for life.
yeah, and by the way,
God.
there's no way to check that. They don't make you smoke one when you show up for your first shot to see if you're holding it correctly. Like, he hasn't smoked 100. Look at that.
Yeah, but you're boning your life insurance quote later on down the line. That's the give
Are
and
you?
take. Oh, 100%. Yeah.
I don't know about that. But anyways, the 100 cigarettes.
Do you have to?
can still
But you
say
don't.
you're not a smoker. It's the
You also.
lifetime.
This isn't
You could say I smoked
related
them
to your
20 years
insurance,
ago.
is it?
Yeah. No, I think that like it depends on the question.
Because you don't need insurance.
In
to get-
Texas, they ask you if you smoked in the past 30 days or not.
Well, they must be doing really well at getting the old people vaccinated if they're offering this, huh?
Yeah. I
Virginia
mean,
is not. I know.
they
It's. I know,
suck.
yeah, I know it's taking forever in Virginia.
Texas has 13% vaccinated, but we're opening up 100%. We're not doing great in Texas either. So if you're fat and/or a smoker, check your state's online vaccine sign up and fill it out the opposite of the way you normally fill out a doctor's office questionnaire. Truthfully,
Yeah.
yes, I
I-
smoke.
I know that it's not available in Nevada because, like, I walked into a CVS the other day and there's just nothing but the walls are just plastered in signs saying, like, don't ask for a COVID vaccine. We don't have them.
I saw a tweet from Biden that said like we're moving the goalpost up from July to May. Everyone's gonna have
Yeah,
it by
it's
May.
weird, though.
There's no
because-
way by May.
No. He said there'll be enough vaccines for every adult American by like
But they're not
June
gonna
or
be able to give
something,
them
like
out.
the
No,
summer.
he moved
but
them
then
up to
he
May.
said, but then he said, yeah, up to May. But then he said, I hope it's normal by this time next year. So it's like, wait, so it's another year of abnormality, but you're gonna have the vaccines within 2 months.
I'm fat enough
so
that
Distribution.
Wes, you and I are fat enough. If you haven't signed up yet, we can get it this month. So in
yep.
Texas, so good for us. Other hilarious news for people that have already gotten the vaccine: people on dating apps that have been vaccinated are getting laid at way higher rates than those that haven't been. So with all those smokers, there's a lot of post-sex cigs getting lit up across the country, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, imagine if you're like, if you've been just waiting on the vaccine to get back out there, you got a lot of jams stored up.
Yeah, and it's getting out. On OkCupid, there was a survey asking, would you get the vaccine, yes or no? And people that answered yes are getting 2.3 times more likes and 1.8 times more matches than those who said no, aka them cheeks. Also, people putting COVID vaccinations in their online dating profiles, which I'm sure has a character limit, has gone up 300% this year. So it's like, hey, I'm Steve. I like to skateboard. I have a dog. Vaccinated.
It's the COVID version of the Camaro, really,
Yeah.
is what it is.
Yeah,
Dude,
exactly.
yeah, interesting.
Yeah. Let's take it to the internet. to
And
see-
people don't get that they can still catch COVID from a vaccinated person, right? That's not something that people are grasping.
Will, these are people just trying to get laid. They're
I
young.
got you. Okay.
They're just trying to get laid. Let's take it to the. It's like saying it's like wearing a condom.
Right? No.
Yeah.
But it reminds me of when the mask first started. And people like, you have to wear a mask to protect yourself, and it's like, no, that's not how it works. You have to wear a mask to protect others, right? Like, and then the vaccine's the opposite. You have to get vaccinated to protect yourself, but it doesn't protect others.
You're hungry. I'm vaccinated. I took a blue chew. Here comes the meat. Let's take it to the internet to see some online dating reactions from daters. Sarah Kelly. We'll do. Sarah Kelly says, laugh my ass off. This is the most 2021 rejection ever. So she got rejected. It says, you're cool. You're real cool. However, I found someone who's vaccinated. So I think we both want to minimize our bubble and stay safer in these trying times. Sorry, Sarah. You got to get vaccinated to get laid.
Something else was wrong with Sarah.
Yeah, well, obviously. But, even the excuses are.
This is the best excuse, though. Because, you can use it for anything.
She's going to be like, I got vaccinated. He's going to be like, fuck.
Nah, you got the Johnson & Johnson. I was talking about the Moderna.
Right. Yeah.
I would.
Yeah. All right. Next up, the Groovy Globetrotter says, guess who gets to add #vaccine into their online dating profile? Hot, right? So that's what's happening. Oh, by the way, a lot of people are just lying through their teeth to get that sweet pot of honey because there's no way to verify if you've gotten a vaccine on any of these apps. As that would be a HIPAA violation. You can't just have your app. You just put it in your profile.
Also,
you get laid.
Also, if you gave somebody COVID, you could be like, read up on the vaccine. I could still give you COVID if I'm vaccinated. Sorry.
Right. But also, unless you are on a date with a confirmed frontline worker or a fatty who keeps leaving the restaurant for smoke breaks, it's likely a liar if they said they're vaccinated. If some young skinny guy shows up and he's like, has an accounting job, you might want to question it.
Yeah, it's sleazy.
Vaccine.
Yeah. That's it. Getting laid.
I'm a 35.6 BMI.
Yeah, you're good. We can get that vaccine.
Oh, yeah.
It's not bad. Guys, you don't become the one-time richest man in the world without knowing a few tricks about how to get your employees motivated, which is why in the early days of SpaceX, Emperor Musk kept a hand-picked group of rocket scientists on a remote desert island without food, which eventually led to a total mutiny, which we know now was all part of the plan. Worked out, right? Guys, back in 2005, because of some bureaucratic red tape related to the U.S. Air Force not being stoked about letting some weirdo who'd never eaten a Pop-Tart before launch his private space company in California. So the nerds of SpaceX ended up on a remote island of Omelek, which is a 7.9-acre bomb testing site in the Marshall Island archipelago. Did I get it?
Archipelago?
Archipelago.
Yeah. Wes.
Archipelago.
Why don't you come in there?
Wes.
Fucking Wes, man. Guys, according to a new book that chronicled a real-life Lord of the Flies where all the characters were piggy, Musk worked the staff around the clock without food while constantly introducing, demanding and increasingly complicated requirements of paperwork for them to fill out, which I guess they described as like at random. Like they didn't even have a pen out there.
Yeah. You had a lot of time to fill out the paperwork, though.
No, they were working around the clock.
This is why Elon Musk won't take SpaceX public. I'd love to buy into the company, but I think he runs it like an insane asylum.
Like a Bond villain. Like a Bond villain.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you notice he blows up. Well, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the
Gotta
conditions.
crack a few astronauts.
Right.
Yeah.
Got to crack
He
a few
takes it to
eggheads.
the limit every time.
The conditions eventually led to the crew going on strike, which was also an unintentional hunger strike. They refused to work until the Army eventually had to fly in a helicopter with cigarettes and trays of chicken wings. But it all worked out in the end, right?
That's awesome.
Wait, no, there's some new breaking news. There's some Musk breaking news. Musk's SpaceX Starship prototype landed completely and totally safely yesterday.
It did.
Look at that.
This.
That's pretty cool.
Pretty incredible move they did right here.
Wouldn't expect anything less from Elon. Look at that. It's
Starship.
coming down.
I think that's in Texas too, I believe.
Whoa.
So
that is pretty
cool.
That is pretty awesome.
Oh,
I mean, that thing is massive.
God.
Yeah.
Another one? He blew up another one.
I mean,
it landed safely and then 5 seconds later blew
and
up.
it exploded. I think he explodes them on purpose. I mean,
so?
They explode so frequently, and this one lands and then explodes. Like what? They always explode.
Look, I think that you probably get 150 times the interactions.
Exactly, on social.
Explosions.
He's obsessed with social media.
Yeah.
Guaranteed he wants to get these explosions
A perfect
out.
landing gets, an applause for a
It's
day.
for press.
And then it's gone. But the explosions get talked about by everyone.
Yeah.
What a fucking hack. Like what other job could you ever have where you fuck something up and then you're like, yeah, no, totally meant to do it. It's part of the development process, part of the scientific.
Well, but he built
fucking it up.
he built this ship that's like far superior to anybody else's ship. So I mean, it's like I mean, I
Still
think it's
bullshit.
just he's trying to get clicks.
Oh, well, another rocket's down. Time to manipulate the crypto market.
Yeah, exactly as I planned it.
Yeah, Yellen. He doesn't like Yellen right now. That's for sure.
Well,
Janet Yellen.
Yeah. All right, guys. I have a double woman arrest story to end the show. These women got caught for pretty dumb reasons, which is why I'm dubbing this segment Dumb Dolls. Women love to be called dolls, so the segment name works perfectly.
Some like to be called dumb too.
Yeah, there you go. Doll number 1.
This is bringing us back to the black tattooed eyes segment.
Yeah, here we go. You gotta get on patreon.com/Hard Factor to hear Wes's take
You're not smart,
on
are
a
you?
woman with tattooed eyes. Doll number 1.
No, daddy. That's correct.
I don't
No,
know.
daddy.
Something hot about her with her tattooed eyes. Oklahoma woman Sharon Carr was arrested for first-degree burglar last week. She actually didn't steal anything from the home she broke into, though. In fact, she left a few things. You see, a mother was home with her 2 small children when she heard Carr breaking in, so she called the cops. When the cops arrived, they saw the screen was removed from one of the house's front windows and a board was used to open the window. They went in and nothing was stolen from the house, probably because Carr heard people inside and left, but it's what she left that got her busted. She left a water bottle and a bag of Cheetos inside the house by the window she crawled through, and when police found her outside the house, they asked her if she had broken into the house, to which she said no, but her mouth was covered in Cheeto dust.
It's also essentially like fingerprint dust. Cheeto.
Yeah, exactly.
Criminals and Cheetos don't mix.
You can't bring a bag of Cheetos to a stealth crime.
The commercials are based on it being like an incriminating snack. Like everything is about getting the fingerprints, right?
Exactly.
Did you eat these Cheetos?
You can frame someone if you're wearing gloves and you're very careful and you just get someone to eat Cheetos and then you leave it's like a fingerprint, like you said. Anyways, she's an idiot. Next doll, we'll call her doll number 2. She really fucked up. 25-year-old. Can we get a picture up of Sharon Carr, Bubba, if you want to see her? Other one. There we go. She really so now this new
She
person
looks angry. Sharon Carr.
She likes Cheetos. This new doll number 2, she really fucked up. 25-year-old Anya Bradford got violently arrested by New South Wales Senior Constable Mark Follington at the Golden Fleece Hotel bar in Liverpool. Guess why?
Wow, drunk maybe? A pub.
She's a prostitute.
Very good guesses. No, it's because the stupid broad wouldn't make eye contact with them. Can you believe that?
Whoa, and he's a constable?
Yeah, he's a cop. Follington said in court.
And they were inside, right?
Yeah, they're inside.
Unacceptable.
Follington said in court, it was very unacceptable. When I was in the room, you could see I was focusing within the room. She had no eye contact with myself. People normally come up and say hello. She was keeping her eyes down. To me, that starts to send a signal to me that this person is trying to hide from me. The nerve on her to not stare and smile at this Constable Follington.
Right. What is he, a 10?
That would get me upset.
He wouldn't be a cop if he was a 10.
It's probably why he blocked the door.
I don't know.
And didn't let her leave.
Saying cops are ugly?
No, I'm saying that
fit cops out there.
If you're a 10,
Follington's 61.
You don't need to work.
He's not morbidly obese, but he's 61. She was 25. But that's probably the eye contact. Is probably why he blocked the door and didn't let her leave before cuffing her. He's a door blocker.
Door block. Pulled the
and
Cuomo.
And then it's definitely why he shoved his elbow under her chin and lifted her face up to make him stare at her.
Whoa,
at him,
Jesus!
After she cut, there's
what's this guy? He's in the SS,
video.
The SS guard or something. What's his?
And
you got a picture of this guy?
For sure, the eye contact is that she didn't make is why he then pepper sprayed her in the eyes.
Oh man! Wait, what the fuck?
That she didn't use to eye fuck him with. She's a moron. Totally deserving of the arrest, as explained with the no eye contact. I mean, she's lucky he didn't shoot her the way she was acting.
Jesus.
Like he didn't even exist.
What did the judge do in this?
He's in trouble. They played the video. because he falsified the police report, and he was like, she was cursing at me and then like became violent and kicked me twice, and then like afterwards they played the video, and he was like, okay, I didn't see the video when I wrote the report, and it looks like
He's just beating the shit
I was
out
a
of
little
her.
wrong. Yeah.
Okay.
And maybe it's because of the eye contact, or maybe it's because she's transgender and he called her an it, and he probably doesn't like transgenders.
Oh.
Probably what happened was he's like, who's this hot broad not paying attention to me?
No.
And then he found out that his mind was like, ew, you liked a girl guy. And then he beat the shit out of her.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Poor lady.
So he's in trouble because the whole falsifying report, and he's got like 5 charges facing him now. I guess the moral of the story is just don't be trans.
Yeah.
And all women should stare at men like they want to fuck them. Problem
Yeah.
solved.
Your Honor, I for a second I wanted some cock and it right here. And I lost. Didn't know what to do.
She tricked me.
Look at me, don't look at me. I would love to have heard the audio tape of the conversation he was having with himself. Well, she wasn't looking at him because it was escalating. It was escalating, but it was just him talking to himself.
He's the exact right age too, 61. Like he's the perfect age, like where he's still physically fit enough to like be out in society and like fucking shit up, but also like old school enough where he just can't comprehend like the like younger generations.
And his eyes are bad
She
enough.
tricked him.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
That guy. So I'm assuming he's done, right? His career is like over.
Oh, yeah.
He's
after
in
this, right?
That's
in
a forced
trouble.
retirement.
Yeah, that's
He's
Especially
in
at that
trouble.
pub.
Yeah, I mean, they're not
What
gonna
do
be
you
able to,
do?
They're not going to be able to like be like, you can work, just let's keep you away from trans people.
Right?
You know,
Does he
they can't-
is he just going to be a bully at the pub, like you say, Matt? Is he just going to be a regular there, just like terrorizing all the trans people in town?
That's what he's
What?
been doing.
Yeah.
I think he actually learned some stuff about him. He's probably going to frequent some trans like brothels on the creep.
Oh,
I think
you think this unleashed, like Wes was saying,
a little bit of a weird reaction he had.
Lady doth protest too much.
Maybe when the dust settles, he's going to find out a little bit more about himself, and that's going to do it for Hard Factor. Look at me. We love you all. We love all of you, and that's the Hardo Hive members for who you are. February was a big month for Hard Factor. We saw Dwayne Johnson-sized gains on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, and some gains on Twitter. March is a big-time gains month for the squad. We finally got some of these algorithms sharing our content for us, so more people can see it, which is incredibly important for this show's growth and success. You can continue to help us by liking anything you see of ours online, retweeting, commenting, leaving us 5-star reviews in Apple. All that interaction helps continue to make these algorithms get shared to other people that have never seen us before. So that's all, it's all free and easy to do with a few clicks of the buttons. We really appreciate it. Keep downloading all of our episodes. If you have an extra $5 or $10 a month, check out our Patreon. There are multiple bonus pods a week, some other cool content at patreon.com/hardfactor. Things are looking good, y'all. We are so happy that you are in our corner. Could not do this without you. So give yourselves a pat on the back for keeping this show going. And most importantly, have a great fucking day.